Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. My day was much better than my Monday. I hope everybody is doing well. I meant to pop on a little earlier. Sorry, I couldn't. Hey, ain't no holla back girl. John Smith. Has everybody been listening to John's song again? I did. I love it, John. It's awesome. I'm going to play it actually in a minute. Yes, I know it is crazy to do another live, but we are just continuing from last night. We got to keep the momentum going. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. Hey, Riding Shotgun. Hey, Jack in the Forest. Happy y'all are all here. And Taterbug. Beach Bum, good to see you. Yes, thank you so much. I did just post a short on it, and I'm so glad that you posted that Allison Galvani, who many of y'all here on YouTube know, she's been fighting for justice for her mom for years and years, and she's been pushing hard, and her dad was arrested on Monday. And we just continue to think about Allison. I can't even begin to fathom what those emotions are like. But if you Google, just if you type in Patrick Galvani, tons of news stories will come up. So thank you. Hey, Salt. Hey, Josie, good to see you. Hey, Jolie, happy you're here tonight. Yeah, we get to round out the Wendy testimonies, which it's exciting. So for any of y'all that were not here last night or haven't had a chance to watch it, I took all 4 trials and I edited together like pieces of her testimony. I tried to do like the same topics like gibbers and the grandma motion. It wasn't quite perfect. It's not as easy as a task as you might think it would be, but it's really fascinating watching it all come together. So how'd the news break? Beach Bum? No, she didn't do a live. I believe her channel is offline for now. It was in the news. I just posted a little short about it with his mugshot, if you want to see it. Yeah, it's all over the news. Another live, and it's not even Christmas. Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead. I don't want to like leave it hanging and then finish a video like a long time later. Debbie Martin, everyone following the Markel case really helped to bring visibility to the Galvani case in the recent interviews on mainstream media. Yep. We're also happy for Allison. Helped, not eloped. Yeah. Eloped like teenagers. All right. I'm going to play John Smith's song first. So if you were not here last night, hey, Shifa, happy you're here. And yes, we are all elated for Allison. What time will this start? My phone's chopped off. Well, it's starting now. And I am going to go ahead and play John Smith's song because we all freaking love it. Sorry, I hate to not say hi to people, but I know it takes time. Hey, Jeff Moore, good to see you. Hey, Pumpkin from Michigan. Tennis Girl, happy you're here. Did you hear about Allison's dad being arrested? Hey, Rosie, happy you're here. Mr. C, Mia, I'm happy all of y'all are here. And if I don't say your name, please don't take offense. I want to respect people's times. Hey, Rebecca, happy you're here. Happy everybody's here. Hey, Michelle. So, okay, let's play Wendy's song. Wendy, it's all about you. John Smith. Amazing. Best work yet.
I feel the bus turning, headed toward the gate. I'm back in South Dakota. I hate this cold ass state. This South Dakota prison ain't where I wanna be. I'll never be back in Miami with Mom and my Ferrari. I've always been Mom's baby. I am her favorite son. She's always counted on me for things she wanted done. I should have told her no. I should have turned her down. She laid a guilt trip on me and said, just bury me in my blue gown. Wind is down in Austin. She won't even call. After everything we did for her, that makes me maddest of all. She's living the good life. She threw us under the bus. When Georgia comes a-calling, she'll know her time is up. Oh, Wendy, it's all about you. Now my money's gone and my whole life is through. Oh, Wendy, it's all about you. Now my money's gone and my whole life is through. My rich friends are in Miami, going out to clubs and bars, picking up pretty women and driving their fancy cars. I'm in a South Dakota prison. I'm never gonna be free. I'm doing life without parole. It scares the hell out of me. Wendy's down in Austin. She won't even call. After everything we did for her, that makes me maddest of all. She's living the good life. She threw us under the bus. When Georgia comes a-calling, she'll know her time is up. Oh, Wendy, it's all about you. Now my money's gone and my whole life is through. Oh, Wendy, it's all about you. Now my money's gone and my whole life is through. She's living the good life. She threw us under the bus. When Georgia comes a-calling, she'll know her time is up. Oh, Wendy, it's all about you. Now my money's gone and my whole life is through. Wendy, it's all about you. Wendy, it's all about you.
If that's not the best start to your day and your night and everything, I love it. I think I should email that to Chris DeCoste because that's what he said, right? We're here because it's all about you. I need to send this to John Smith. Thank you, Jenny Moody. Very, very kind. Okay, let's get started with Wendy. So we're starting from where we stopped last night. Obviously, I don't even remember what question it's on, but we'll figure it out.
It was the summer of 2014. I don't remember any kind of conversation like that.
Okay. Was there any discussion on that trip of the pending motion that included precluding your mom from having unsupervised visits with your boys?
No.
Was Mr. Markel planning to leave town the day after he was murdered?
I believe he was.
Do you know where he was going?
I believe he was going to New York to visit his girlfriend.
And how?
To visit his girlfriend?
41 years old.
Yes.
Did law enforcement in this case analyze your cell phone?
I gave them my cell phone.
Okay. And And in your cell phone, you have some contacts for Donna Adelson, Harvey Adelson, and Charlie Adelson, as well as Gibbers, who we've established as Dan Markel. Are all the phone numbers in your phone for them accurate phone numbers for those folks?
I would imagine so.
I want to talk about your location on the day of Mr. Markel's murder. Knowledge, did your brother have that information?
I don't know why he would have known that.
So that the killers were told it
Oh, I think we know. I think we all know how Charlie would have known.
has to be done today because he's leaving town tomorrow. We don't know how they knew that.
I have no idea how they knew that.
But it would have to come from someone familiar with Dan Markel's schedule, wouldn't it?
They would have to find out somehow. I don't know how.
Did you talk to your brother on the day of your ex-husband's murder?
I did.
And about what time of day did you speak to him?
It would have been right after the repair guys were there, because that's when I called him to tell him, ask him whether I should get the TV repaired or buy a new TV. So it would have been morning.
You know that law enforcement looked at your phone and sort of looked at your movements that day?
Yes.
Okay. And that information indicates you were home at the Aqua Ridge residence at approximately 12:27 in the afternoon that day. Is that correct?
I don't remember exactly what time, but that sounds right. I know I had left to meet some friends for lunch. So I guess it was, I was home until that time. That sounds right.
All right. So it seems like kind of around lunchtime, about half afternoon.
Sure.
All right. And then shortly after that at 12:29, it appears you were traveling on Centerville Road. Is that? All right. Let's go to the day of Dan Markel's murder. What were you doing that day?
I was at home that morning. I was working on a couple of pieces of writing. I was waiting. I remember the Geek Squad was coming to fix my television. And I think
Was
they
that
said
the same television that your brother had purchased for you as a divorce gift because it was cheaper than hiring a hitman?
it was the television that my brother had bought for me.
All right. And did your mother, Donna Adelson, arrange from Miami for the Geek Squad to come to your home that morning to fix
No,
the
I
TV?
did.
Would it refresh your recollection to review some text messages regarding that issue?
Hold on a second.
Objection, Your Honor. Improper impeachment. The witness gave an answer.
Overruled.
All right. And I'm looking at the items in yellow, but feel free to review the whole document.
Yeah, I don't really understand. It's my best recollection that I set up the appointment for them to come.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes this happens now where there's a different number on the account, so they call the wrong account. So they could have called my mom and she would have said, no, call my daughter. They need to confirm with you.
Okay, but your mom does indicate that she is sending the guy to your
No,
house.
she indicates that she was called by Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she was called by accident since they were coming to my house.
Okay. And did you have an appointment scheduled in your calendar, fixed TV?
I did. I thought they were supposed to come sometime between 8 and noon. And then they came pretty early, I think, 9 or something like that.
All right. And did you delete, shown on the far right column there if you need to refresh your recollection, but did you delete that appointment to have the TV fixed?
I'm usually kind of OCD about this. So after I have a meeting, I'll delete it if it's done. I use my calendar kind of like a to-do list. So I'll have the meeting and then I'll delete it.
Okay, does anybody else just, I always wondered about this. I think I mentioned this last week, how she deletes her calendar after everything. So technically then if they got her calendar, then everything in the past should just be deleted, which I don't even understand. I mean, don't we all just like look back at our calendar like, oh, what day was that meeting? She's so full of it.
Okay.
So I must have deleted it once they arrived or sometime later.
Okay. And right before the message that indicates, that's from your mother that we just talked about, Best Buy called.
Okay.
There's a message that says, "This is so sweet." Who is that
Objection, Your Honor.
message to?
Objection.
Hold on, what's the objection?
Hearsay, Your Honor. Item is in evidence.
That's sustained.
All right, can you say who the message before the Best Buy message? Who did you send that message to?
It looks like I sent that message to my brother.
Your brother Charlie?
Yes.
All right, and that message was deleted as well?
I always delete my messages,
Yeah, right.
but yes, it looks like I deleted it at some point.
All right. And that message, what were you referring to in that message, if you know?
I have no idea.
But it was sweet, whatever it was.
I mean, 8 years ago, I have no idea what was sweet.
So did Best Buy show up and repair?
Yeah, I think we all know what was sweet. Hey, I just want to answer this comment. Or Rebecca wrote, she wished that we had easier to type names on here. So our actual YouTube handles are showing in the chat. You know how on some channels like mine will say Leslie B, but then this one it says True Crime in a Minute. So I did a little research on this, and YouTube is kind of doing, I guess, their own research, and they're just testing out different things on different channels. So it's nothing that I can control, but apparently they're going to eventually go to this showing the handle. However, they're going to implement that, you know, if you're on a computer and if I want to type to Rebecca, I can just type that in and it'll populate her whole name. But on a phone, you can't. You have to type it all out. But they're going to change that. So on mobile, it'll auto-populate. But the reason they're doing that, I think, is because there's a lot of like spoofers out there where other people can have a handle where it looks like somebody else. Like that's really bad on TikTok. So I just thought I'd let y'all know that.
They showed up and they tried to repair the TV, but I needed to make a call of whether it was worth repairing or whether I should just get a new one, because the repair costs I remember being expensive.
Mm-hmm. And this was, how old was the TV at this point?
I don't know. I don't think it was very old, just a couple of years.
Well, it was given to you as a divorce present at the time of your divorce, right? In 12?
Right. So it wasn't that the TV was old. I think one of the kids had thrown something at the screen, so it cracked it.
Okay. But the fix was done in 14, or the attempted fix.
The attempted fix was in 14.
All right. So the repairman did show up that morning, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you did not recall your mom making that appointment, but was it usual or typical for your mom to get involved in that type of minutia of your daily life?
No.
It would be unusual if she did that.
I mean, it would not be unusual for her to try to help me with various things. So it doesn't sound out of the realm of possibility, but I remember distinctly setting it up for that morning of sometime, you know, like when you wait for a repairman to come, they come in a window, they say between 9 and 1. I remember there being a window they had told me.
And do you remember the specific window in this case?
I keep thinking it was 8 to 12, but I don't know if that's correct.
Okay, and we're talking about 8 a.m., between 8 a.m. and noon. And you agree that your husband, ex-husband, sorry, I keep doing that, was murdered between 8 a.m. and noon?
I don't know the exact time of when it happened.
Really?
Between 8 a.m.
Yeah, Wendy. I don't know the exact time that he was shot and murdered, but y'all remember at Donna's sentencing, she said at 10:50 a.m. I mean, she had it down to the minute.
And noon?
Yes.
I mean, yes, but I thought it was closer to 10 or 11.
Okay. But the question was it between 8 a.m. and noon?
Yes, it was between 8 a.m. and noon.
The morning of the murder, did you have an appointment at your residence on Aqua Ridge?
I did.
What was the nature of that appointment?
I had an appointment with the Geek Squad. There were some vertical lines on the TV. I didn't know if maybe one of my kids had tapped it or touched it, but it wasn't working. And so I had an appointment and they were scheduled to come sometime between 8 and 12.
And was that the TV that was the same TV that your brother joked he got you as a divorce present because
It was
cheaper than hiring a hitman?
Yes.
Okay. And on the morning of the murder, did your mom text you about the TV repair guy being on the way or coming to your house?
She did. I didn't buy the TV, and the TV had an insurance policy that came with the Geek Squad help. So I think they reached out to her first. And
That always makes me laugh. Wendy, I didn't buy the TV. Yeah, Wendy, you didn't pay for anything. She didn't even pay for her groceries. Her mom and dad were footing everything, her rent, her groceries, and her salary was like $100,000 at this point. She didn't pay for anything.
And then she let me know that they were coming.
The TV was under warranty, right?
I believe so.
But the damage that you had was not covered by the warranty, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. And do you recall how long the TV repairman was at your house?
I don't. It was a reasonable amount of time, so maybe an hour or so.
And why did it take an hour to determine that the TV couldn't be repaired or was not under warranty?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about AV equipment.
And the TV repair guy, well, I guess I should ask, were you upset, crying and upset during the time that the TV repairman was there?
I don't think so.
Were you particularly upset about the TV, the fact that the TV couldn't be repaired?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the TV guy, to your recollection, didn't actually do anything. He didn't fix the TV, didn't take it away, he didn't bring you a new one.
No. He
Do
would.
you remember the time frame that the repairman was at your house on the morning of the murder?
I remember more or less. I feel like he came. I think he was supposed to come sometime between 8 and 12, and he came on the early side. Because I just remember being surprised and trying to get dressed really fast.
Okay, and Dan Markel was killed between 8 and 12, right?
He was.
That now. Who paid the repairman that came to your house?
I think he was under contract, so I don't have a strong memory of that, but I don't remember paying him. It's possible that I did.
You said you might have mentioned the joke to him about TV's cheaper than a hitman. Did you ever use the term TV as code for the murder in any context?
No.
Did you ever hear your mom do that other than the recordings in this case?
No.
So she didn't talk to you about the TV?
No.
And I want to go back to the day of the murder. We know about the...
Okay, lots of comments about Botox. So I've had my share of things done. But I don't know that she got a brow lift. I personally think Wendy would be too cheap for that. I think she might have had something called like a thread lift, which is a really bad idea. But they go in kind of like right here and raise it up. I think if she'd had a brow lift, so they go in like with your hair like up in your scalp and pull it back. Hope to God they would have maybe evened out the hairline if that's possible. Josephine, maybe you can tell us, but that's just my thoughts.
TV repairman left about, did you say about 9?
The truth is I don't really remember, but something like 9 or 10.
Definitely before 10 or by 10?
Yes, that's my best memory.
All right. Where did you go after the TV? Where was the next place you went after the TV repairman left?
So I was home, I think, for a couple of hours first. I was doing a little bit of work. I was talking to some friends. I think I ate breakfast. And then I left probably close to noon or a little bit after noon. I was meeting 2 friends who I would frequently meet on a Friday to have lunch with. And so I went to run a few quick errands and then meet them for lunch.
And on your way to meet the friends, did you have an occasion to go down Trescott?
I was trying to turn down Trescott. That's where I used to turn and take just the road I was used to. But there was yellow tape up. And so when I tried to turn, I couldn't turn. So I made a 3-point turn and kept going on Centerville.
And so you encountered a police roadblock at that location?
Yes.
Okay. Couldn't go any further because there was a police car and some yellow tape, right?
Right.
And that was, you were able to see that from the intersection there, or you actually turned onto Trescott?
I tried to turn and then I couldn't go through. So I turned around and kept going.
How far down Trescott did you proceed before you turned around?
Just until the tape.
Okay.
Right, and when you left your residence, you said you were going to lunch. Did you go directly to lunch?
Who do y'all think gave her that answer for the last trial? How far did you go? Just to the tape? I'm sure Lauro had been watching all of her horrible testimonies, and he's like, yeah, well, you're screwed. You can really kiss this use immunity goodbye. That's my thoughts. Or perjury or whatever.
No, I stopped and made a purchase for a party that I was supposed to attend first.
And what was that purchase?
It was my first time purchasing bourbon. It was for not a bridal shower. It was for a bachelor. No, it was for a wedding party, but it was the bride and groom together, and they had asked for people to buy certain alcohol to help them.
Like a stock the bar party.
A stock the bar party. I forgot
Yeah.
what it's called.
Okay. And do you remember what type of bourbon you purchased?
I don't.
Does Bullet bourbon sound familiar?
Maybe. It was,
All right.
they had a list of what they wanted, and so I asked the person at the store if they had whatever kind it was.
Okay.
And I left my residence.
Mhm.
I was headed to ABC Liquors to get an item that was requested for a stock the bar party. I was supposed to go to that Friday night. I
And what
going
was
to
that
pick up-
item?
I'm sorry?
What was the item?
It was bourbon,
What type of bourbon?
bullet bourbon. The
And did you-
invitation had asked specifically to bring a bottle of bullet bourbon, so I went to the store and asked them where I could find that.
And the bottle of Bullet bourbon was in your vehicle when law enforcement came to interview you about this case.
Right, when I told law enforcement they could search my vehicle and signed away all my rights, yeah.
And do you recall where you went to purchase the alcohol?
I think I went on Thomasville Road at ABC Liquor.
Okay. Is there a reason you went to that particular store?
No, I don't know many liquor stores. That was the first one that popped up.
All right. And you made that purchase according to the receipt that was in your vehicle at 12:49. Does that sound about right to you?
That sounds right.
Okay. And did you make any stops between leaving your residence and going to the liquor store?
Maybe I purchased gas?
TV man came.
After the TV repairman came, I did a little bit more work from home. I talked to a couple of friends, and then I made plans to have lunch with two friends that I frequently saw on Fridays. And we made kind of a last minute plan to have lunch. And then I had a few errands to run before I met them. So I did that. I picked up gas. I picked up something I needed for a party that night. And then I went to meet my friends for lunch.
Talk about where you went when you left your residence on the day of the murder. You tried to turn on to Trescott, and then you ended up where?
I went, I was supposed to go to a party that night, a stock the bar party. So I went to a liquor store to pick up what they had asked for as the present for their party. So I went to the liquor store, I picked up the alcohol, I stopped, I think I got gas, and then I went to lunch to meet my friends.
And the liquor store purchase appears to have occurred at 12:49 based on the receipt. Do you have any reason to dispute that
Oh, that
timing?
sounds right.
I don't know if you did or not, but I'm referring to your visit to the crime scene.
I did not visit the crime scene.
And then went and ran your errands. On the way to run your errands, did you go by the crime scene?
No.
And then you went from the liquor store straight to the restaurant?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So after you turned around and did not proceed down Trescott, you went, I think, to the liquor store. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I was invited to a stock the bar party for that night for a friend's daughter. And so they asked for a specific type of bourbon. I'm not a bourbon drinker. So I went to the liquor store and I showed them the invitation, which was shaped like the kind of bourbon they wanted us to buy, and asked if they had that. And they did, and I bought it.
All right. And that type of bourbon was Bullet bourbon.
That's right.
And do you recall the time of that purchase?
I don't, but I see a receipt here at 12:49.
Okay. And does that fit with your memory? You left the house around, I think you said afternoon, proceeded to the scene, encountered the tape, and then went to the liquor store, right?
I proceeded to drive to the liquor store. I saw tape and turned around. And then I bought the bourbon that they asked for at 12:49. And then I may have gotten gas after that. And then I drove to lunch.
And lunch was where law enforcement came in and encountered you.
She's always like, I may have gotten gas. I mean, at this point, has she not recalled or seen the receipt? Somebody just commented, said these comments are hysterical. So that's our shtick then. That's perfect. What is it? STS says best guess. How about us? Best comments, because it is the best comments. If anything, rewatch a live to read the comments.
That's right.
Okay, and that was where you were having lunch with a couple friends.
That's right.
Which one of you or your ex-husband had the kids the night before he was killed?
Here for today. How on earth did she keep the geek guy there for an hour? Well, I've thought about this. I have some thoughts on it, but she's Wendy, right? So she thinks she's so cute and funny.
The night before, they were with Danny.
All right, so it was his responsibility to take them to preschool that morning.
Yes.
Who was supposed to pick them up from preschool that day?
I was supposed to pick them up.
Had you talked to Dan Markel or your children that morning before you encountered the roadblock?
I hadn't talked to the boys because I wouldn't have talked to them, they didn't have cell phones, they were little. So I only would have spoken to them if I had gone to the preschool and seen them, but I didn't do that. So I hadn't talked to the boys. I'm sorry, what was the second part of the question?
How about Dan? Did you speak to him that morning?
We didn't. We had plans to talk. We had traded some text messages and emails, and then I called him and he didn't pick up, and that was the last contact.
Did you attempt to call Dan Markel when you encountered the roadblock?
No.
Did you attempt to call your kids' daycare after encountering the roadblock?
No.
Did you notify anyone that you observed the roadblock?
I was talking on the phone at the time, so I may have said to the person I was talking to, oh, I'm trying to drive, but I have to turn around, hold on.
Okay, that was probably a bad question. Did you attempt to investigate in any way or ask anyone what the roadblock was about?
I wasn't concerned about the roadblock.
Was Mr. Markel scheduled to leave town the day after he was killed?
I don't remember if he was scheduled to leave town on Friday afternoon or on Saturday morning, but I know that he would go to New York every time he had a chance, and I think that was where he was going, but I don't know when he was leaving.
Okay, if you'll take a look at, not the binder we've been. Okay, and then from there to the restaurant?
Yes.
And where was the restaurant located?
Mosaic. I actually don't remember. I just remember I would go north on Thomasville Road.
All right.
And so it was,
And is the restaurant where law enforcement came to speak with you and you ended up going with them to the police station, right?
that's correct.
And what restaurant was that?
What was the name of that restaurant?
Mosaic?
Mosaic.
Have you seen the photographs that were taken of your vehicle?
I have not. That looks like my car.
Do you ever wonder what kind of car she drives now? I'm just kind of always curious about that. There's somebody who posts in chat sometimes. I don't know if they're legit or not, but says they have a friend that lives on the same street that Wendy lives on in Austin, and that Wendy's been renting a different car every week for the last few months. I just thought that was interesting. So I just picture her renting like a Ford Taurus or something. Jack in the Forest. Does Wendy speak sometimes with a twang, drawl, or dialect? Sometimes she says, I don't know, or I don't think so. Yeah, she goes, I don't think so. Someone last night said Minnesota. I said sometimes Canadian, but she definitely is like trying. She's very Elizabeth Holmesy. That's all I can say. Yeah, Judy, right? She made oatmeal and then she went and had a whole delicious lunch.
The bourbon that you purchased that day? That looks like bourbon, yeah.
Who had your kids the morning that Mr. Markel was killed?
The kids were at preschool.
But I mean, at what home did they wake up that day?
That morning, I think they were at Danny's house.
You did not pull up to the crime scene tape on Truscott Drive?
No. I was driving on Centerville Road, and sometimes I would take the shortcut through Truscott.
Yes, ma'am.
But when I was driving on Centerville Road, I saw some sort of tape or obstruction, and so I didn't turn.
Okay. And when you encountered a roadblock, what did you assume the problem was there?
I figured it was just an electrical storm or something. There was some tape, and it looked like the road was blocked off. And so I just turned around and went back and went up Benton.
And had there been an electrical storm that morning?
I didn't remember an electrical storm, but in the summertime, there's always trees falling and rainstorms, so pretty normal.
Right. And you weren't concerned based on that experience that there could be something going on at previously your marital home?
Absolutely not.
And your ex-husband, Dan Markel, had your children at that time, right?
No, he did not.
Okay. So you had your children at that time?
No, my children were at preschool at that time.
Right. But who took them to preschool that day?
Danny would have taken them to preschool.
Okay. So it was his day. He was killed on his parenting day.
It was the day he would have brought them to preschool, and I would have picked them up.
All right. Did they spend the night with him the night before?
He did.
Okay. And you haven't seen your children yet that day when you encountered the roadblock?
On Friday, no.
Okay. On the way to run your errands, did you encounter a roadblock on Truscott?
I did.
All right. So you did turn off of Centerville onto Truscott.
I did.
All right. And were you on the phone when you encountered the roadblock? If you
I was.
remember? Do you remember who you were speaking to?
I do.
Who was that? You don't have to say the name, but just what type of person was that?
He was a friend. I hadn't caught up with him a long time. He'd moved to England. So I was probably a little distracted talking and catching.
I'm exhausted just hearing about how many people she talked to that morning. Exhausted.
Up with an old friend.
Have any contact of any kind with Catherine McBanawa on the day of Dan Markel's murder?
No,
Did you ever communicate with her through WhatsApp?
no, I never communicated with her at all.
All right, let's talk about, well, you communicated with her on the beach.
I saw her in person, but I'm saying I never texted with her, called her. I never communicated via a device other than in person.
Okay.
When you encountered, at the time that you encountered the roadblock or shortly thereafter, did you call the daycare?
No.
Did you call Dan Markel?
No.
Did you do anything to reach out to any of the players that we've talked about in this case?
No.
Did you communicate to anyone that there was a roadblock?
I didn't. I would have had no reason to do that.
Was Dan Markel scheduled to leave town the day after he was killed?
I believe so.
Where was he going?
He was going to New York.
And that's where he had a girlfriend?
That's where his girlfriend lived.
Using, but the other binder should have your law enforcement interview on the front.
Okay.
And I would just ask you to
Just FYI, the audio is bad here for like a few minutes. I don't know why, but it'll get better.
review page 159, lines 10 and 11. I think it's the very part of the binder.
Sorry, when he had plans to be out of town, he was leaving on Saturday. So it looks like I knew that he was leaving Saturday.
Okay. And you knew he was planning to go to New York.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how, if the killers knew that he was leaving town the next day, do you know how that information got to them?
I don't.
Did your brother Charlie know that information?
I don't know. I don't know if he knew that information.
Did your mother know that information?
My mom usually knew our schedule, so she probably would have known that I was going to have the boys. I don't know if that means she knew he was going to be out of town, but she would have known that I had the boys.
And didn't your mom keep meticulous track of every time that Dan went out of town?
Maybe just in the sense that if Danny was out of town, she thought maybe I needed extra help or something. So yes, probably.
And when that became an issue in the divorce, she was able to send you a record going all the way back to 2010, a couple years of every single date he was out of town. Do you remember that email?
My mom never switched over to like a Google Calendar, so she would keep very meticulous, like a calendar of all the things she had to do. And so that was just her way of keeping track of.
Yeah, we know she had a meticulous calendar. Can you imagine? I bet Georgia at this point is thinking, yeah, just wait until her calendar that I'm going to unleash on your mother that had Dan's license plate in it.
Of everything, not just this, but every part of life.
She's very detail oriented,
Yes.
See, I love that, Georgia. She's very detail oriented.
even regarding things that aren't necessarily her business, or do you think that Dan's travel plans were somehow her business?
I think only to the extent that it impacted whether I had the boys or whether they were coming to visit or what that looked like.
Okay.
Involved in the plot to kill your husband?
Absolutely not.
Did you have knowledge of the plot to kill your husband?
No.
But you suspected that your family was involved.
No, I did not suspect that my family was involved.
Did you mention in your interview with law enforcement that you suspected that your family could be behind this?
I think I speculated about lots of things during the 6 hours I spent with law enforcement without an attorney present trying to help them solve this murder. Yes, I said all kinds of things.
All right. And one of the things you said was that your family very much disliked him and that you thought it was possible that someone had done this on your behalf, unbeknownst to you.
I did say I thought someone might have done this on my behalf, yes.
And who did your brother know that had connections that could get something like that done?
I have no idea.
Were you in any way involved in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
No.
Did you maybe know it was going to happen, but not know the details?
I did not know it was going to happen, and I did not know any details.
Did you provide any information, even unknowingly in hindsight, that you think could have been used to assist the murderers?
I don't think so. I didn't provide any information.
What information do you have regarding your mother's involvement in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
I don't have information.
But you do admit that your brother said he looked into hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel.
I don't. I admit that my brother made a tasteless joke repeatedly about buying me a TV because it was cheaper than hiring a hitman.
But then someone did hire a hitman.
Hey, thanks for hitting the like and button. I appreciate it. Song bits, Laura. I appreciate it. And Jolie, I agree. I don't think she knew she was going to be found that quickly at Mosaic and going to the police station. And I think that was definitely threw her off, in my opinion. And yes, the host, somebody commented about the Stalk the Bar party. The host, it was the mom of the girl the lady getting married. And she did die, I think it was 2018. I'm going to pull it up here in a minute on the Tallahassee Democrat.
Who did kill Dan Markel, right?
Yes, that happened.
Was part of the plot to kill your ex for you to have plausible deniability or to know very little about it?
I was not involved in any plot to kill Danny.
Were you shielded from the plot because, I don't know, you couldn't be trusted to keep a secret?
I was not involved in any plot to kill Danny.
Did you stand to gain anything from your husband's death, like financially?
No.
Did you or your children benefit financially from your husband's death?
Absolutely not.
Did your husband have a life insurance policy?
He did have a life insurance policy.
And what was the value of that policy?
I don't know what the value of it was at the time. I do know that his sister's a custodian of that life insurance policy, and I pay taxes on that money every year, but we don't receive any of it.
What was the value of it at the time of your husband's death?
It was $1 million,
Not $2 million?
$1 million for each child.
$2 million. All right. And did you believe prior to your husband's murder that you were the custodian of that money for the benefit of the boys?
No, we were divorced. So I was the custodian while we were married. But once we were divorced, I was no longer the custodian.
So you were aware that he had designated someone else to do that job? You didn't inquire through your attorney about challenging the designation of the sister as the custodian of that money?
I wasn't trying to challenge the designation, no.
Do you have access personally to that money?
No.
All right. What about a 401k? Did your ex-husband have a 401k when he died?
I believe he did.
All right. And are you the custodian of that money for the benefit of the boys?
I am. That's how I pay the taxes.
All right. Did he have a pension?
I don't know.
Social Security benefits?
I don't know if he had Social Security benefits. As survivors, my children receive Social Security benefits.
$4,800 a month, right?
That's right.
Deferred compensation fund?
Somebody said that those Social Security benefits, the survivor benefits with inflation are probably over $7,000 a month now. I don't know if that's true, but
Fund?
I don't remember.
$217,000. Does that sound familiar?
I don't remember.
What about the IRA? Did you have an IRA?
I really don't know.
$100,000.
It's very possible.
What about a checking account?
I don't know if he, I assume he had a checking account.
$15,000 in there, right?
Wouldn't go to us, but sure. I imagine he had a checking account.
It wouldn't go to you and the boys? Where did it go?
Funeral expenses?
Okay. All right.
Do you agree or disagree that there have been some financial benefits to you and your boys as a result of Dan's death?
I disagree.
And Dan Markel's sister is I'm not sure if this is the right word, but the executor of that trust for the boys. Is that right?
I think she has fiduciary responsibility over the trust for the
All
boys.
right. Thank you. That sounds right. Did you at one time hold that position in Dan's will?
Oh, before we got divorced, I probably did.
Okay, but sometime after the divorce, he changed that over to the sister.
He must have, yes.
Okay. And did you initiate proceedings to try to fight that decision that he made to make the sister the executor or the beneficiary, have the fiduciary duty for this money over you, to the disbursement to your children?
Can you repeat can you
Okay,
rephrase the
so
question for
did
me?
you initiate any type of proceeding at any point to try to contest or fight Dan Markel's sister being appointed as this fiduciary for the life insurance for the boys?
I don't believe that I did.
You did not.
I don't remember doing that.
Do you know how much the lawyers that assisted you with the divorce process and litigation that followed the divorce, do you know how much they cost?
How much my lawyers
How
or
much you
Danny's
spent on
lawyers?
lawyers? Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
Fair to say it was a lot of money.
and she didn't remember because her parents were paying for it. And then I think Dan had to pay for part of it or something. Somebody can correct me on that, but Wendy wasn't paying for anything.
It felt like a lot of money to me.
How many different lawyers did you have during the pendency of your divorce and the litigation that followed?
I had 3.
Do you know how many Mr. Markel had?
I don't remember.
How many lawyers did you have in your divorce?
I had 1, and then Danny accused her of ethical violations, and
Yeah, always got to get a dig in. Jolie asked, did the hitman follow Dan when he had the boys in his car? Yeah, they followed him that morning from their house to Creative Preschool and then to the gym and then back home on Trescott.
stealing money, and so I had to hire a new attorney. I think he had 3 or 4.
No, I was talking about you. So you had 2.
I had 1, and then I had to get another. Yes,
All right. And who paid for those 2 attorneys?
I did.
Right. And obviously you did not have to maintain your divorce lawyer for any purpose after the murder of Dan Markel.
I think at that point he was trying to provide counsel for something else, but no, I didn't. I had to maintain him for a little bit just to close out the case. He had some work to do to finalize things.
Do you remember your mom suggesting a plan to offer Danny $1 million to allow the relocation of you and the children to South Florida?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
I'm sure I knew about it at the time that it happened. And then I had my memory refreshed about it recently.
Did you ever make the offer to Mr. Markel?
No.
And did she ever suggest that you could bribe your husband to allow the relocation?
She did.
And how much money did she suggest that she and the family would be willing to put up for such a bribe?
So I just saw the bribe reference, but I didn't see the amount. If you want to show me.
I will refresh you on that. I'm going to page 15. Look at that highlighted portion. Let me know if that refreshes the reflection.
Okay.
How much money was your family willing to put up to bribe Dan Markel to let you move to Miami for kids?
They said that they would go as high as $1 million, which would be $333,000 each.
And who are the each?
My mom, my dad, and Charlie.
Him to allow relocation should be the offer of plane tickets so that he can fly back and forth, right? So you're going to potentially offer this big monetary benefit that would allow him to fly back and forth to work. Is that the idea?
I never said that I was going to do any of that.
Okay, was that the idea that your mom had?
That was the idea.
All right, and the amount of the bribe is going to be, or was at least discussed as being $1 million. Is that right?
That is what they said.
Okay, and did you agree with that?
No.
Would that have worked?
I have no idea if it would have worked, but
You think he might have taken $1 million to let his kids go?
well, he wasn't letting his kids go. He would have moved to South Florida and he would have commuted back and forth to his job. So maybe,
Well, then why wasn't it offered?
because I didn't want to do it. Yes,
What was the financial offer to be?
I think it was $1 million.
Who was going to pay the $1 million?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
And they were going to pay $1 million. You didn't have to pay any of it?
I don't remember having to pay any of it.
Okay. And they were going to give Dan Markel $1 million for what?
So that I could relocate.
Okay. Did you ever make that offer to Dan Markel?
No,
To your knowledge, did anyone make it to him?
I don't think so.
Would it have worked?
I don't think so.
I'm showing you this slide also from Exhibit 64W, which indicates that you were going to go into the $1 million offer as a third. Does that refresh your memory on that deal?
I mean, it refreshes my memory, but it's not something I ever considered or thought about doing.
So you would not have paid up the
No,
third of $1 million.
no.
All right, what about the idea that you could try to threaten Dan to convert the kids to Christianity so that they can fit into the Bible Belt here in Tallahassee? Is that something your mom suggested in these emails?
My mom did suggest that.
Okay, and specifically, this is on page 7.
Yeah, Happy Yogi. What kind of American accent does she have? It sounds like affectation. Yeah, I think it's a fake accent, like her fake blue eyes. I think everything about her is fake. And somebody wrote that about the blue contacts. I was at the eye doctor like a month ago, and I asked them if they still sell those, and they said there's just one brand left that makes them, but they're really kind of out of style now.
Of the exhibit. Let Jibbers know that your children will be baptized in the Catholic Church. Have a picture made of them in front of the church, all that kind of thing. That's what your mom suggested at one time.
She did, yes.
Okay, and did you do any of those things?
No, I don't even think I responded to it.
Do you know whether the defendant, your brother Charlie, was supportive of the plan to convert them or pose as converting them to
I have
Christianity?
no idea. I don't think he was particularly involved in this round of my mom's
On
emails.
page 11 of the exhibit, there's an indication from your mom that Charlie at least has discussed this with her and maybe is somewhat supportive. Charlie brought up a good point. when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II wearing Nazi uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and they did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done in a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in Hitler Youth uniforms and brought them down here, I could care less if it was an act of defiance that would show gibbers that
God, look how immature he is. He is in his murder trial, just sitting there laughing. Claudia, you asked about her mosaic bill, and she did have a receipt for it in her purse because she starts bringing out all her receipts and she starts wadding it up. And Isom's like, whoa, what are those? And she says, oh, this is from lunch. And he said, can I see it? So I guess she did pay for it, shockingly. Or maybe someone else paid and she took the receipt. Who knows? But hey, Blue River, good to see you again.
he's all caps and bold, not in control. It just seems like your mom was pretty extreme about this situation of getting you relocated. Can you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, and Charlie was at least consulted on it or had offered some information about it.
Well, that was my mom's rendition, so I don't know if that's what actually happened or that was her perception.
Sure.
Plan of action that could be implemented between the time you learned of the relocation denial and your final hearing in court to maybe strong arm Mr. Markel into agreeing to the relocation. Do you remember that email?
Yes.
Okay, and she had some ideas for how to do that, right?
Yes.
And she said Gibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So what was her plan of action? What did she suggest you could do to get Dan Markel to relent and let you take his kids to South Florida?
She suggested that I pretend that the boys had become Christian.
Is that something you would ever consider doing?
No.
She's all about getting control from Dan Markel, right?
I saw on YouTube someone commented and were like, oh, here she goes with the hand jobs. I thought that was funny. That would be a funny short to clip all those together, but I don't know. I don't know if I can do many more Wendy testimony clips.
Yes.
And you told her these ideas were crazy, didn't you?
I did.
I will not be introducing my children to Christianity. I truly believe it will backfire.
Again, Your Honor, the prosecutor is testifying and leading.
As the counsel testifying, staying, please make sure you're asking open-ended questions to the witness. Ms. Cappleman,
I'm reading from State's Exhibit 64V, which is in evidence.
please proceed.
Did you say it would backfire?
Yes, those are my words.
And what did you mean by backfire?
I don't remember, but I can read there below what I was saying.
Did it have to do with this will give him ammunition to pursue things in court?
Wait, Dawn, you said Jeff said that Wendy would drive by Dan's house on Trescott over 100 times when he was with her? That's bizarre. I must have missed that. Can you imagine like dating someone and they're like, hey, I just want to drive by my ex's house. Peace out.
I might have meant that at the time.
Did your mom respect your decision not to use her suggestions?
I mean, she had to have, right? I'm a grown up.
Mm-hmm. She kept pushing though, didn't she?
She was suggesting other ideas.
Okay. January 27th, 2013 email 64W. Charlie brought up a good point when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II wearing Nazi uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and they did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done and a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in Hitler Youth uniforms and brought them down here, I could care less if it was an act of defiance and would show gibbers that he's not in control. Did she suggest that to you?
Yes.
She urged you to rethink your decision not to implement her suggestions, didn't she?
Yes.
She wanted you to do an act of defiance that will put a scare into this jackass. Why would she want to scare Mr. Markel?
So that he would let me relocate, I guess.
I didn't hear Wendy say that the party was for her friend's dad. No, it was a wedding shower. It was the second marriage, so it was a stock the bar wedding shower. And I was trying to find it. I couldn't. But the lady who hosted it, I think, was the bride's mom. And I think it was 2018. I feel like it was 4 years after the murder. And she was just found dead in her home, but there was really nothing else ever released about it. So some speculated it might have been an overdose or a unaliving, but no one really knows for sure. I think the lady was only like in her 60s. Thanks, Christine. I don't know if I want to go on that channel. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do.
She says here, and I'm still on 64W, I don't know how much of the big picture you're seeing, honey. I don't know if you can realize that not only what you can provide for your boy's life, but for your own life, all depends on this change. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So she did.
Okay, so Stephanie's asking this question. I got this one a lot when I posted on short videos. Does anyone know if Wendy had a babysitter set up for the time of the party? So at the very end of her police interview, it just kind of in conversation, she says, well, tonight I was going to get the boys and go home and get them ready, and we were going to go to the party. So she had planned on taking them, which is so Wendy, right? Hey, I think I'll take a 3- and 4-year-old to an adult party.
View this as a very serious matter, right?
Yes.
And she's sending all of this after the relocation is denied, right?
Yes.
Everyone has a price. Fight for yourself. Okay.
Do you know how the killers knew that Dan Markel was planning to leave town the next day?
I have no idea.
You didn't relay that information to anyone.
Absolutely not.
Did you have WhatsApp on your phone at the time?
I really don't know. I have it now. I don't know if I.
Did Mr. Markel leave you a message on the morning of his murder?
He did.
Okay. And did he indicate on that message that he was going to the gym that morning?
He did.
And specifically, did it tell you he'd be at the gym between 9:15 and 10:30?
I don't remember, but that sounds about right.
All right. And would he have given you that much detail because you were planning to try to touch base to talk, right?
Yeah, we were trying to have a conversation.
And was the conversation something about one of the children's schooling?
It was.
Did you talk to your brother Charlie on the morning of the murder?
I did.
And does an 18-minute conversation at 9:30 a.m.
I mean, her nose, I must say, it has changed drastically since 2019. It doesn't even look like the same nose from the first trial to this one. Someone said she had a nose job, but I don't know. I feel like it went in reverse.
that day sound correct?
It does.
Do you remember the nature of that conversation?
I do. I didn't purchase the TV, so I didn't know how much the TV cost. And so I called him to find out if it made more sense to get the TV repaired or buy a new TV because I didn't know what the delta was there.
Okay. Can you tell the jury one way or the other for sure whether you mentioned Dan Markel's travel plans to Charlie during that 18-minute phone call?
I can't say for sure, but I don't see why I would have brought it up.
Had it 8 years ago.
Did you communicate with anyone on WhatsApp or similar technology to relay any information about the murder of your husband?
Absolutely not.
Do you know if your brother Charlie had WhatsApp at the time?
I have no idea.
Did you communicate with him through WhatsApp?
If I had WhatsApp on my phone, then maybe I did. I know I had friends who lived around the world. At that time, WhatsApp was more of a technology used to talk to people internationally. So I know the friend I was talking to was in England. If I had WhatsApp, I would have used it to call him.
Did you know that WhatsApp, the communications are encrypted? They cannot be retrieved by law enforcement. Were you aware of that?
I think they can be retrieved by law enforcement, but it's one of the end-to-end encryption services.
All right. And so you can't tell the jury whether you communicated through WhatsApp at all on the day of the murder?
I don't remember if I had it 8 years ago. I have it now, so we could look and figure out if I had it then, but I don't know.
See, she says in this trial she doesn't remember, but in the most recent trial, she's like, yeah, I had it. I guess Laura was probably like, hey, listen, we're going to have to come clean on some things. All right. You want me to send this to Georgia? I bet Georgia has a lot of this ingrained in her brain, if I had to bet. Question, did anyone actually see the invitation for Stock the Bar Party that says Bullet Bourbon? So there's an invitation, and then there was like a little tag supposedly attached with a ribbon, and everybody was given a different alcohol. But then I've also heard it was never admitted as evidence because it could never be verified. I don't know if this is totally true or not. Maybe someone else knows.
All right. Did you ever communicate with Catherine McManus at any time through WhatsApp?
I never communicated with her at all.
Did you have WhatsApp on your phone at that time?
I don't know if in 2014 I had WhatsApp. Now we use it for all the parent chats at school, so it's everybody seems to have it. But
this always cracks me up. I can say I have honestly never had a parent text chat in WhatsApp ever. I've only used WhatsApp like twice when family were out of the country.
I don't know if everybody had it back in 2014.
What is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp app is kind of an app you would use for texting.
Do you know if your brother Charlie had it at that time?
I have no idea if he had it at that time.
Did you ever communicate with Charlie through WhatsApp?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I had it at that time or if I had it later, I probably would have.
Just not sure.
Yeah.
Did you have WhatsApp on your phone at that time?
I did.
What is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is it's a phone service. It's an app that I use when I talk to people who live in other countries. So it's become very popular. I think I had it at the time. I know I certainly have it now. But it's a device to send messages.
During the time frame that we're talking about, which is around the time of the murder, did you communicate with any of your family members through WhatsApp?
I don't remember using WhatsApp unless they were traveling internationally, because it's a way of making free calls or free texts when at that time making long distance calls on a regular phone would have been very expensive.
Did you ever communicate with Catherine McManus through WhatsApp?
I don't remember ever texting her on any platform.
Did you have any other encrypted platforms on your phone at that time?
At that time, I don't think so. I don't know what existed at that time.
Okay.
All right. And was your mom able to go back to work full time once you moved to South Florida, or did she remain in the status of sort of helping with the kids a lot and working
She
part-time?
helped with the kids a lot, especially while I tried to get back on my feet and find work.
Right. Have you ever returned to Tallahassee to live after you said you? Did you move to South Florida after their father was killed with the children?
So after he was killed, I packed a weekend bag and went to South Florida for what I thought would be a couple of days, maybe a week.
How long did you stay in Tallahassee after your husband was killed?
I
Ex-husband, sorry.
Stayed a couple of days. And then after I had asked the police for protection at the funeral or in my home, and they refused.
Yeah, what is that line about? That she asked the police for protection at the funeral and in her home and they refused. But Isom and a bunch of the police were at the funeral. So I think this is the only trial maybe where she said that, but it's weird.
I decided to just go for a couple of days and spend a few days away from Tallahassee. And then this case hit CNN and hit the media. And I didn't.
I don't
feel
mean to
safe.
interrupt you, but the question was, how long did you stay in Tallahassee after your husband was killed?
I'm sorry, Ms. Cappleman. I stayed for a few days.
Thank you. All right.
My son's birthday was July 29th, and I thought we'd be back in Tallahassee by then.
Did
And
you ever come back?
I did come back a few times, but not permanently.
Okay, so you ended up moving there permanently.
I wouldn't say it's permanent, but I'm living there right now.
Okay. Well, it's been 5 years.
It has been a while. I've been exploring options for employment in many different places.
Okay. And when you initially left to go to South Florida, was that the same day as the funeral service for your husband?
No,
Was it the day after?
it might have been the day after or the day after that. I don't remember.
It's terrible, but I picture them. So what, Dan's funeral in Tallahassee or service was on Sunday and they left Monday. This is awful, but I just picture her minivan like loaded up with a cooler and like Dawn is making sandwiches or had them in there. And I just picture them all like in there, like happy family, like, yes, we did it. Does anybody else picture that? That's what I think.
About 2 days after the death.
I've never come back to live. I came back to give a talk, I think twice. And then I came back for a friend's wedding. I came back for a friend's bar mitzvah. So probably came back 4 or 5 times since.
Right, but the question
not
is to reside.
I'm sorry, Ms. Cappleman. I haven't lived here
Okay.
since I left.
You've lived steady in South Florida since that date.
I have lived in South Florida.
Okay. And who has full custody of your 2 boys?
Me.
Did you relocate to South Florida after Mr. Markel's death?
In terms of relocation, I did leave Tallahassee after the funeral, but I took a weekender for both the boys and me and thought I would be back pretty quickly.
Did you come back?
I did come back a few times, but
Just to get things though, right?
not really to get things. I came back a couple of times to give a talk.
Yeah, and Jeff Lacoste told us that she came back to go to a bar mitzvah and she was laughing about how Dan got his head blown off. Do y'all remember seeing that?
Or to do some work, but
Okay.
or
But
to
what I'm interested in is where were you living after the murder?
I wasn't living in Tallahassee.
All right. Did you recall on the trip to South Florida, just within 48 hours of the shooting, getting a call from Craig Isom?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened with that call?
I talked to him for a while. He mentioned that he might want to have DNA samples of the kids. We were already halfway down. We'd been in the car for about 4 hours with the boys.
Who's
and
the we in that sentence?
I was with my parents
Okay.
and the kids.
Yep.
We talked, the call broke up, and he never followed up.
Was it like you're breaking up?
I told him I was having a hard time hearing.
But were you faking that or was it really breaking up?
I was not faking that.
And did you send your lawyer to him after that, shortly after that?
I told him he could talk to my lawyer. He never followed up.
Were you happy to be out of Tallahassee when you were able to return to South Florida?
No, I was not happy.
Did you send a text message on January 1st of 2016 that's contrary to that?
At that point, it would have been 1.5 years after I'd been living.
Okay, I just want to say this. Jake Hash, who floated the theory that Wendy was most likely getting arrested before Thanksgiving. That was simply what Dave Ehrenberg said. That was what he thought. He's an attorney in Florida. He went to law school with Dan. So it's not over yet.
Living somewhere else. So I don't know what text message you're referring to, but
But at that point, you were happy to be out of Tallahassee?
it's not a question of happy to be out of Tallahassee. I was trying to build a new life for myself, and I didn't feel safe here anymore.
All right, let's take a look at tab 96, please.
96 in the old one or the new one?
The old one, please.
Okay. Okay, I see it, but it says unknown, so I don't know who I'm talking to.
Well, that's not the question. The question is, did you say, so happy I don't live there? And the person says, I bet it's a shithole. Remember that?
I don't remember this, no, but I do see that I said it. I don't know who I'm talking to here, and
Would it surprise you to learn you were speaking to your brother, Charlie Adelson?
I don't know if it would surprise me. So, no.
Okay, Judge, may we approach it this time? Your mom didn't want you to be stuck in Tallahassee either, did she?
She did not.
Neverly, I love this, and welcome. Good to see you. Dan got pissed at Wendy and in an email told her, why don't you move away and leave the kids and you fly back and forth? And I will tell you who to stay with when visiting Tallahassee. Amazing.
You wanted the best for you, right?
She saw the best for me as not being in Tallahassee. Yes.
That's right. She referred to being in Tallahassee that you were a hostage and a prisoner, right?
Yes, she did.
And does your mom have any issues with having access to your boys, or does she have full access to your kids?
I mean, there's no issues with access, no.
How often would you say your mom sees the kids?
I think it depends on the week, but probably at least once or twice a week.
Can you describe the relationship that your mom had with your kids during the time frame we're talking about? So, separation to murder time frame?
It was very close. My mom taught my boys how to read. She taught them how to play chess. It was very close.
Did you change your children's last name from Markel to Adelson?
I did.
When was that done?
So after Danny died, there was a lot of press coverage, and CNN put pictures of my children.
Yeah, we'll tell you when it was done, Wendy. It was done like July 3rd when they sent out the Evite for Harvey's reminder thing. So it was before Dan was even killed.
Faces unblurred on national television. Newspapers put their names without any consideration to the fact that they're children. And
I appreciate that, but the question is when did you change their name?
When they started school, I registered them under my name, hoping it would keep them safe.
And
And
was
then
that approximately a year after their dad was killed?
it was whenever I registered Ben for school, so it was soon after. But I didn't legally change their name until after that.
Okay. And where did they start school? When you say you changed their name when they started school, was that here in Tallahassee or somewhere else?
No, it was in South Florida.
So that fall, they started regular enrollment like you would in the normal beginning of the school year.
That's right.
Okay. And did you also eliminate your older son's middle name?
When I legally changed their names, I did.
And you just dropped that from the name?
I did.
Okay. And that was a name that came from Dan Markel's deceased maternal grandmother. Is that correct?
The name started with an A, which was to honor my grandfather, Aaron Adelson. And the second half of his name was to honor Danny's grandmother.
Okay.
So we lost an honor to both families.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that to me is just like admitting guilt. She despised anything to do with the Markels. So getting rid of Ben's middle name was like, yep, done with that.
No further questions.
Proceed.
If somebody says, is Harvey going to be the only Adelson at the Thanksgiving Day table? Yeah, I wonder if he'll go to Naples and spend it with Annie Cunningham. Somebody that I've read online, they're calling her Frosted Lipstick Lady. I thought that was good.
Did you change their legal names about a month or so after the murder?
No, not a month or so after the murder, no.
Okay. When was it done? Even sooner than that?
Hey, is there a petition for Jack Campbell? I mean, who wants to start it? Like, let's go. I don't think they're hard to start online. Isn't there like a website where you can do it?
No, absolutely not. When I tried to put my children in school and their faces had been unblurred on CNN and all across social media,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if you'll answer my question is, when were the boys' names changed?
The boys' names were changed after I wrote a letter to Danny's family explaining why I was
Ma'am,
changing their names.
When were their names
About
changed?
a year after.
Okay, and that was when they were legally changed, July 6, 2015?
I don't
Is that
remember
right?
the date, but if you have it, that sounds correct.
Okay, so they were legally changed on that date, but just a month or so after the murder, when you were enrolling them in school, is when they effectively had their names changed.
That is not true.
And what did you change their names from and to?
I changed their last name from their father's last name to mine.
From Markel to Adelson?
That is correct.
And did you also drop the middle name of one of your boys that was a tribute to his paternal side?
It was a tribute to both families.
Did you drop it?
I did. I lost an honor to both families that day, yes.
So why would you do that? Why would you change a name that was losing an honor to both families? I mean, why? That kid does not have a middle name. Think about it. Like, he's about to graduate high school pretty soon. His diploma is just going to say Ben or whatever his last name is now.
When did you decide to change the names of your children from Markel to Adelson?
So after Danny's murder, there was a lot of news. It just hit the media and there were news stories everywhere. And Nancy Grace on CNN put pictures of my boys with their faces unblurred, just pictures of them. Mm-hmm. And I was terrified. And so when they started school, I started school with my last name, thinking that would keep them safe, that they wouldn't be associated with the murder.
Wasn't the Adelson name in the press?
It was not in the press. Not yet.
Do you agree that you legally changed the kids' names on July 6th of 2015?
That sounds right.
So it was actually a year after the homicide.
A year after.
Ma'am, did you change?
She has a saying every trial. Like the second trial, she says, sure, sure, sure. And then Charlie's trial, it's, that sounds right. That sounds right. And then I felt like Donna's trial was, in all honesty, it's just interesting how she gets like a different phrase each trial. And Renee, we need some prison warden stories. Like, tell us about somebody that's similar to Donna or Wendy. We'd love to hear them.
Change your children's names after Dan Markel was killed?
About a year after I did.
In what way did you change their names?
I changed their last name and I changed my older son's middle name.
Okay. And you changed their last name from Markel to what?
To mine.
Adelson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start by asking you about this email dated July 3rd, 2014. What is this?
This is the, it looks like an electronic invitation for my dad's 70th birthday.
An Evite, right?
Yes.
And who sent the invitation to you?
Well, it looks like it's through the postmark.
I mean, who sent the party invitations out?
I don't remember if I helped with the Evite or if my mom did it. So I don't know if I sent it to myself or if it's from my mom.
Would you have sent it to yourself?
I'm a little better with tech stuff than my parents, so I might have helped them put together an Evite.
Okay.
I don't
well,
remember.
Who does it say is the host of the party?
Oh, my mom's the host. You asked who sent the email, and I didn't remember. So my mom is the host of the party for my
Okay.
dad.
And to whom is the party invitation sent?
It's sent to me and my 2 children.
Okay. And this was sent on July 3rd, 2014, before the murder, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then back up just a little bit here. This email, do you recognize this one? Are you able to read it okay on your screen?
I can read it okay.
All right. Who sent this email?
This is from, it says my mom, but it says Harvey Adelson. So again, I don't know which parent it's from.
Okay. If it was from Harvey Adelson, would he say Lincoln is going to be attending Shabbat with his grandpa, Harvey Adelson?
I mean, it seems more likely somebody else would have written with his grandpa, but I don't know. I kind of write those things sometimes, like Lincoln will attend something with his mom and say my name. I know it's awkward to say it in the third person, but I don't think it's impossible.
Okay. But this reference to Lincoln Adelson did happen prior to the legal name change, correct?
Yes. No, I from the beginning, I was scared when I put them in school. And so I didn't legally change their name until a year after, but I was socially using my name for them.
And did that start as soon as their dad was killed?
No, it started when I had to register them for school.
And your mom helped with the registrations as well, didn't she?
I think I did the registrations myself.
What about here for flag football? Did your mom assist with that?
It looks like she did. There were some after school activities.
Okay. And she registered your child under the last name Adelson, right?
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Neverly.
Were you involved in any way in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
Absolutely not.
Did you know it was going to happen, but maybe not know the details?
I knew nothing.
Is that why you went to the crime scene on the day of the homicide?
I did not go to the crime scene on the day of the homicide.
Do you know who all was involved in the murder?
Well, I learned today, but at the time, no.
Okay. Have you ever privately confronted your brother about his role or possible role in the murder?
My attorney has advised me not to have conversations with anyone in my family about the case.
But you had a close relationship with your brother at the time of the murder, right?
I absolutely had a close relationship with my brother.
And how soon after the murder did your lawyer advise you not to talk to your family about it?
In 2016.
Okay, so what about the 2 years in between? Did you talk to him about it then?
I mean, I talked to him about the fact that a murder occurred, but I guess I don't understand the question.
But you never talked to him about the suspicions you raised in the law enforcement interview that your brother might have done it?
No, I did not.
You suspected your brother could have been a part of this, right?
I suspected lots of people could have been a part of it.
But he was one of the people, right?
While I was talking with law enforcement for 6 hours, terrified out of my mind, I offered them every possible idea I could come up with.
Right. And one of the possible ideas was that your brother could have murdered your child's father.
I didn't really
right?
believe that was possible.
Was part of the plot for you to be able to have plausible deniability about this?
Absolutely not.
Is it better for both you and your brother if you don't know the details of this?
I don't even understand the question that you're asking me.
When did you first become aware that you might be a suspect in this case?
I mean, as the ex-wife, I assumed I was a suspect from the beginning.
What was your first thought when you were asked if anyone might have murdered Dan Markel for your benefit?
I thought, oh my God, maybe if I hadn't divorced him, he would still be alive. Maybe this is my fault because I complained to the wrong person. Maybe Danny gave a student a bad grade and they came after him. I just was trying to think of who possibly could have wanted to hurt him.
But you didn't say any of that.
Do you want the culpable parties in this murder held accountable?
Absolutely.
And even if it involves your own family?
Absolutely.
Do you recall giving an interview with law enforcement on the day that your ex-husband was murdered?
I recall sitting with law enforcement for 6 hours. Yes, I recall.
And did you tell law enforcement something different in that interview about the culpability of your family?
I'm sure while I sat for 6 hours completely traumatized that I said all kinds of things.
All right, and was one of the things you said while you sat for 6 hours completely traumatized that you wanted the culpable parties held accountable unless it was your family?
I don't believe I phrased it like that, and I think you're taking my words out of context, but sure.
But sure?
Sure.
But sure what?
Sure.
No further questions.
All right.
And where do Donna and Harvey live currently?
Okay, real quick. So I pulled up. Y'all always laugh when I say that. I guess that's like a. Let me make sure y'all are seeing. I was going to show y'all some of the Stalk the Bar shorts because there's just been a lot of like questions. So I think this will answer some of y'all stuff. I just start laughing as I scroll on some of these. But so this is the babysitter one. It's got the clip.
I feel like a fierce mama cat right now. Like
Pull up the one I wanted. The fierce mama cat. Happy Halloween today. Sorry, hold on. I guess, does it not like let you just click on the short and play it? That's very annoying.
Is everyone knows it's windy
All right.
and y'all's.
Oh, this is weird. Sorry, I was going to show y'all, but I don't know how that works. It seems to just like come up with random.
All right, let's go to the day.
We'll just
I have some.
All right, I'm going to make y'all watch all these.
okay, it's really
Dateline revealed.
Oh, here we go.
really wished I had taken a shower this morning. My plan was to go to this lunch and then come home and work out and shower and then be ready for this party tonight with the boys.
So there's that.
Plans.
Are funny. That's what she says. Plans are funny. Let me go. There was another one. Oh, it was the lady who was hosting the party that died. Yeah, here it is.
But I don't.
I need to go back and watch those prison arrests.
Do you ever?
Sorry, y'all.
Did you were with Mr. Charlie?
Pull it up, but it's got the ladies. Y'all can go in my shorts and see. That sounded weird. You can see it. I post so many of these things. It's hard, but it won't let me just click on it. But it's Linda Ann Keene. Yeah, she died July 21st, 2018. And Sam made a good point in the comments. The first trial was what, October of 2019? I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting.
Miami.
All right. And are you still very close with your parents?
I am.
All right. And do you still live in close proximity to your parents?
I live about a 15-minute drive away.
And how many times have Dan's parents been able to see your boys in the last 5 years?
In the last 2 years after they died, they've been able to see them every time they've asked to see them.
Okay. What about the last 3 years?
Since 2016, they have not been permitted to see the boys.
They have not been permitted.
That's right.
Okay, so I know I told y'all this was from all 4 trials, all the consistent questions. They ruled that the Markel visitation was not admissible in Donna's trial. So it wasn't mentioned in trial 4. But I feel it's very important, and I think it's a huge piece of evidence, in my opinion. So I still included it.
By you.
By me, yes.
Right. And where did they live at the time that Dan Markel was killed?
They lived in Coral Springs, Florida.
And were you close with your mom back around the time that you were living in Tallahassee?
I was.
And did she have a close relationship with your children as well?
She did.
It's not through lack of trying on their part.
No, that's because of what they did.
Okay, but they want to see those boys, don't
They
they?
very much want to see the boys.
All right. So you were asked about the reason why you stopped contact for a period of time between your ex-husband's parents and your children.
Yes.
And you referenced a letter that you characterized as the grandparents threatening to put the children into foster care. Is that an email that was sent from the Markels to my office?
Yes.
Okay. And that was in reference to, in the event that you and the people that care for these children, who at the time were very young, were arrested, that the grandparents wanted to make sure, because they live in Canada, right?
They do.
They wanted to make sure that a specific organization could be contacted to care for the children, so that someone was there to care for them until a relative could get there.
I don't
Right?
remember the bit about a relative getting there.
Okay, well, they weren't just going to.
Wait, seriously? Donna wrote in her planner that George was unwelcoming. That's interesting. We did hear in the hot mic call when Wendy and George are in the lobby of the building, and Donna's like, no, he cannot come up here. I have private things to go over with Wendy.
leave them in foster care, right?
I don't know.
Okay. But the specific nature of the email, you will agree, was in the event that there's some kind of mass arrest, because they don't know who's getting ready to go to jail next, right? I mean, they're not privy to the investigation any more than you are, right? Law enforcement investigation.
YB, yes, it is true. Allison Galvani, who's been fighting for justice for her mom, Nancy. Patrick Galvani was arrested early yesterday morning, and he is in the San Mateo County Jail in California. There was a hearing today, but his attorney was out of town or something, but he will have another hearing on December the 5th. He is being held without any bond or anything, at least until then. Thank God.
They're secret.
Sure.
Okay. And their concern, would you agree the concern ultimately in the email was for the care of the children?
The concern was to make sure the children were under good care, but as their mothers, I know they're always under good care with me.
Right, but
And there's no
the
need for
email
foster care.
contemplated you not being available to care for them
That's not possible.
because it's not possible for you to get arrested.
Correct. Because I've done nothing wrong and I believe in our justice system.
Okay. Well, your reference to the foster care agency, does that have to do with an email that was sent to me from your mother-in-law?
Yes, it does.
All right, and that Dan's mother.
Yes.
And that email was in reference to, in the event that you and your parents were arrested in association with this crime, could I please contact that particular agency to assist with the children in the event they have no guardian temporarily until they could get down here from where they reside in Canada? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so they were not trying to take your children unless there was an event where you were unable to care for them.
But because there's no event in which I would be unable to care for them, that feels like trying to take away my children.
What was wrong with Dan's mother trying to make arrangements for the kids in the event of your arrest? Wasn't that a kind thing to do?
I don't think it's kind to put my children in foster care.
Wasn't the foster care intended only to cover the time frame that it would take for her to get on a plane and get here?
She never said that.
You thought she was just going to leave them in foster care?
I didn't know what to think. They have a mother. They don't need to be in foster care.
But they wouldn't have a mother in the event of your arrest, Ms. Adelson. Wasn't that the intention of the email?
I don't know what the intent of the email was. I was not going to be arrested for a crime I didn't commit.
She didn't know that though, did she?
I don't know what she knows or doesn't know. I can't speak to that.
Do Dan's parents know whether you committed this crime or not?
I don't know how to answer that question.
How would they? Particularly back at the time that she sent that email. It was fresh at that time, right?
I'm sorry, what was fresh?
All the events that were occurring, the arrests.
That was 2 years after Danny's murder. I don't know.
You don't know if they own any properties?
I know now that they own properties, but I didn't then.
Okay, and do you know now that they owned properties then?
Wendy had no idea that her father and brother were slumlords.
I actually don't know when they acquired the properties, so I don't know.
All right, was your divorce impacting your family financially? So this is prior to the murder and the
It was certainly impacting me financially, but I don't think it was impacting the rest of my family.
All right. Is it fair to say around the time of your divorce that your mom did not like Dan Markel?
I think that's fair to say. I think she was very disappointed by the way he treated me.
Email dated May 3rd, 2013, page 1 of 5, and the second real paragraph. Does your mother indicate that the most important
Objection.
part of your divorce is
Objection.
relocation?
Hold on a second, Ms. Cappleman.
I don't believe this item is in evidence, Your Honor.
Can you describe the relationship that your mom has with your boys?
I think it's very loving. I think she's a very dedicated grandmother.
That did not age well.
Spends a lot of time with them, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
And when they were little and you first moved there after Danny's death, how much time was she spending with them?
When I moved there after Danny's death in 2014,
how much time was your mom spending with the boys?
I mean, we were all living together at that point. So, I mean, we were spending every day together. Voicemails for each other, but didn't get to talk.
Okay. Did he leave you a voicemail message that morning?
He did.
Okay. I asked you earlier about.
All right, this great comment by Media Built Mindfully, who used to be Murder by Maestro. I mean, he will always be that. But he says, we've learned from Allison that sitting back and expecting the system to function without public pressure doesn't always work. An email campaign for Wendy's arrest is a great idea. So if you're not familiar with Allison's story, how she's been fighting for justice for her mom's murder in 1982, she was just always on YouTube asking people to email the DA. And he's in an interview that I posted in a short. So y'all should watch it.
Him being scheduled to leave town the day after he was killed. Do you know where he was planning to go?
He was going to New York to see his girlfriend.
The message that he left you that morning, do you remember what he told you in the message?
I mean, I think it was about our son's school.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't really remember.
Okay. Included in that was it included in that message that he was heading to the gym and was going to be at the gym between 9:15 and 10:30 that morning?
I really don't remember, but that sounds like it could be what he would leave. Okay.
I agree. Carl Steinbeck has said on his show before that he'll do it for free. So let's bring him all into Florida. I mean, let's go. Let's have like 7 attorneys at the table.
So did he say in that voicemail that he left you what his plans were in regards to the gym that day?
He did.
What exactly did he say about the gym?
About the gym, he said, I'm going to be at the gym probably between 9:15 and 10:30, but I'm happy to chat or meet with you. Maybe we can go for a walk at school or something like that. Let me know.
Okay. So that particular voicemail doesn't sound very emotionally abusive.
No, by this point in time, we were parenting really well and we were doing just fine.
We're doing great.
That's one of my top 3 favorite Georgia moments. Getting along great.
Your Honor. Move to strike.
I'll strike the comment, Your Honor. How long did you talk to him?
I don't remember.
Does 18 minutes sound incorrect?
That sounds reasonable.
Okay. Did you talk to him about other things other than just the TV?
I really don't remember what else I talked to him about, but probably maybe I would have asked him about his work or we would have caught up.
Did you happen to mention Dan Markel's plans to go to New York the next day?
I don't see why I would have.
When was the last time you talked to your mom? Did you talk to her today, yesterday?
I talked to her yesterday.
In her emails and we referenced one of them while you've been here on the stand. She talks about you giving performances and playing roles. Did you discuss anything about what you would do here today in court?
Yeah, Wybie, when Wendy went back to Tallahassee for a bar mitzvah, she was sitting, I can't remember who it was with, but she was like laughing about, well, that's what they said, but about Danny getting his head blown off.
With your mother?
No.
Before, the first thing you said was Charlie, right?
I don't think so.
Page 25 of your interview, line 5 through 15. Do you have any reason to dispute? Page 25, not 5 hours into it. You say Charlie might have done it, right?
Can I see, please?
You may. This is going to be tab 1, page 25.
No, really, this is hilarious. You picture Wendy in the backseat of the van between car seats, breastfeeding each kid simultaneously, all while there's a cooler on the floor that Donna has packed all kinds of drinks and sandwiches. That's what I picture.
What I say here is that he would never do it. Right under the highlighted part, I say, no, he would never.
Page 25, line 5 through 15. I mean, my brother, the one, his name is Charlie, the one I'm really close to. He makes a lot of jokes in that taste, and it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that got broken, and then I was talking to him about whether it made sense to pay or fix it, or whether I should get a new one. And it was always his joke that, like, he knew that Danny always treated me badly. And it was always his joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman and it was cheaper to get you this TV. So instead I got you this TV. And you do say you don't think he would do it, but can we agree you brought up his name on page 25 of the interview?
I did.
When asked, would you ever ask someone to do something like this? You say not in a million years. When asked, okay, do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking you? You say no. And when Isom starts to ask you, what good does it serve? You say, I mean, my brother, the one, his name is Charlie. Isn't that how it went?
This is the transcript, but
Net detective. You know who George reminds me of? This hit me last night. A villain in a James Bond movie. What's the guy? He's like really tall. When he smiles, he's got like metal teeth. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? It's kind of an older James Bond movie, maybe from the 70s.
I think there's also inaccuracies in the transcription.
Oh boy. All right. Do you want the culpable parties held accountable for murdering the father of your children?
Absolutely. I'm grateful they're already in jail.
But not if it's your family.
It's not my family.
I mean, somebody hired them, right?
Not necessarily.
Somebody paid them.
I learned something this morning.
Yeah, me too. You didn't want them held accountable if it was your family members. Didn't you tell law enforcement that?
That's not what I told law enforcement.
What did you tell law enforcement?
I told them that the person who did this should be held responsible and that I had nothing to do with it.
Page 122, lines 7 through 12. If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The investigator says, regardless of who it is, and your answer is, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother.
But I don't think it was my family.
It's different now, isn't it?
No, it's not different. That's exactly
different
what I
today,
said
isn't
right
it?
here. No, that's not
No
right.
further questions.
Love that. All right, we've only got a couple minutes of this left, and then I'm also going to play John's song again, but he sent it in a different genre. I think y'all will enjoy.
In that interview with law enforcement, did you suggest that your parents are people who may have been angry enough to kill Dan Markel?
I suggested a lot of people who could have been angry enough to kill Danny.
And were some of the people my parents?
Yes.
But you said in the interview that you didn't think they were capable of it, didn't you?
I did.
If your mom wasn't capable of it, did she have anyone that she could enlist to assist her?
I don't know.
What was your first thought when you were asked if anyone might have murdered Dan Markel for your benefit?
I thought maybe a crazed friend or a former student.
It's not what you said, though, is it?
I don't remember exactly what I said first.
You said Charlie, right?
If that's what I said, then you have it there, but I don't remember who I listed first.
Okay, can you at least tell the jury you definitely did say Charlie as one of those people?
I did.
Do you remember saying, if somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law?
Yes.
And Isom says, regardless of who it is, and do you recall your answer?
I do recall my answer.
What was that?
I think I was hoping it wasn't anyone in my family, and so that idea that it was someone in my family gave me pause.
All right, but that wasn't your answer, was it?
That, I mean, I don't remember word for word what I
Okay.
said, but that was my sentiment at the time.
Was your answer for court and counsel, this is law enforcement interview page 122, lines 7 through 12. If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Question, regardless of who it is. Answer, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother. The day that you filed that motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement and hold Dan Markel in contempt, see if I can find that.
How did Wendy see the email to Georgia about the foster, or not the Jewish agency? I think, if I recall, did Georgia just share it with all the council, like just for transparency? I could be wrong. Or was it a mistake?
What was the date of that filing?
It looks like it was October 31st, 2013.
Was that the same date that you backed out of the contract to buy a house here in Tallahassee?
I don't remember if it was the same date, but at that point I didn't have the money I needed to buy the house because Danny didn't pay what he was supposed to.
Liar. Okay, but you don't remember which day you backed out of buying the house.
I don't.
Could it have been the same day that this was filed? Halloween of 13.
It may have been.
Okay, and was it Charlie, your brother, who talked you out of buying the house?
No, I didn't have the money to buy the house.
So you don't remember him discussing that with you?
No.
Okay. And did your mom have a position one way or the other on whether you would buy the house?
I don't remember.
The image that I just had up there, was this image sent to you on October 31st? How did this get onto your cell phone dated October 31st?
It looks like something my brother would have sent me at some point. I don't remember if it was what day it was, but I remember seeing that picture.
Okay, do you have any reason to dispute the metadata associated with it on your phone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you recognize your brother in this photo?
I do.
And who's the woman
Jaws.
he's pictured
That's it.
with here?
Katie.
Y'all, that's it. Jaws. Thank you. Oh, I've grown up like on, I guess we all have, on James Bond movies.
Is that Catherine Magbanua?
Yes.
So did your brother at any time send you this picture? Not at any time. Did your brother on October 31st send you this picture and basically tell you not to buy the house because you weren't going to be living in Tallahassee much longer.
I don't remember him ever telling me not to buy the house or that I wasn't going to be living in Tallahassee. I really wanted to buy that house.
Media built mindfully. I just have to call you murder. There's a joke to be made involving Wendy and the James Bond character named Pussy Galore. I agree. I did a short on Austin Powers with Ivana Hump a lot. I do that sometimes on a hump day. I might do that tomorrow for Wednesday.
Why did you tell investigator Isom in your law enforcement interview that you were worried the police, or you were worried, I guess, in the police car on the way to be interviewed, that you might be considered a suspect?
Because I couldn't think of anything bad going on in his life other than the divorce. And frequently the ex-wife is a suspect.
Were you treated as a suspect?
I was not.
But you mentioned 9 times in your law enforcement interview being a suspect. Didn't you?
I did, yes.
Harvard educated attorney got in the way of a fake blue-eyed girl side on Biscayne Bay. Her brother got involved, just trying to win the mother's love. They stapled and washed money while he pretended to love a ghetto honey. These fools were caught in there. It's still the fake blue-eyed girl with frizzy and ratty hair who needs to face justice. Georgia, bring her home. Florida is ready to say shalom.
Oh, I don't know who that guy is. Hold on. That was just my little song, but John Smith's is way better. So let me pull this up. I don't even know who that guy is. All right, hold on. All right, so again, this is John Smith. So it's the same song lyrics, but he did it to more like hard rock.
I feel the bus a turning, headed toward the gate. I'm back in South Dakota. I hate this cold ass state. This South Dakota prison ain't where I wanna be. I'll never be back in Miami with mom and my Ferrari. I've always been mom's baby. I am her favorite son. She's always counted on me for things she wanted done. I should have told her no. I should have turned her down. She laid a guilt trip on me and said, just bury me in my blue gown. Wendy's down in Austin, and she won't even call. After everything we did for her, that makes me maddest of all. She's living the good life. She threw us under the bus. When Georgia comes a calling, she'll know her time is up. My rich friends are in Miami, going out to clubs and bars, picking up pretty women and driving their fancy cars. I'm in a South Dakota prison. I'm never gonna be free. I'm doing life without parole. That scares the hell out of me. Wendy's down in Austin, and she won't even call. After everything we did for her, that makes me maddest of all. She's living a good life. She threw us under the bus. When Georgia comes a calling, she'll know her time is up. She's living a good life. She threw us under the bus. When Georgia comes a calling, she'll know her time is up.
I love that one too. It's awesome. I was going to show y'all a quick little news story on Patrick Galvani. I did text Allison and she said it was okay. So I don't know if I'll get a strike, but hold on.
Cold case back in 1982. The body of 36-year-old Nancy Galvani was found right near the San Mateo Bridge. Her case remained unsolved for years, but tonight, investigators have a suspect in custody, and he's been charged with her death. KTVU's Jesse Gary joins us live tonight from Foster City, where police say new developments, Jesse, led to this arrest.
Mike, good evening to you. And detectives tonight declining to talk about that new evidence that led to Monday's arrest. If Patrick Galvani is convicted of all the charges, it would close a 43-year-old mystery that has haunted.
Pause it every now and then. I know, but I always seem to get hit. But I'll pull up a few. Maybe if they're just a few minutes, it'll be all right.
This community. Tuesday afternoon, Patrick Galvani wearing a jailhouse orange jumpsuit.
Y'all look at that. It's got to be chilling for Allison. And I keep thinking about her so much. But yeah, she's been the voice. She's been fighting for this.
Appearing in San Mateo County Superior Court, he's charged with his wife Nancy's murder in 1982.
He's 81 years old now, but Mr. Galvani hopefully will finally see.
Okay, so that's Wagstaff, the district attorney out there that Allison has had everybody emailing. I don't know, Murder Maestro, if you know how many total emailed. It was a lot. I mean, I would guess in the hundreds.
Justice occur for what we believe occurred 43 years ago.
In August of 82, Nancy Galvani's body was found inside a sleeping bag with a cinder block attached, floating near the San Mateo Bridge. Prosecutors say in the days prior to the crime, Nancy had said her husband had threatened to kill her, prompting her to file for divorce.
Foster City is such an incredibly safe community. So when we have tragedy like this happen, it's always something that is in the background, so to speak.
At the time of the crime, Patrick Galvani was arrested as the prime suspect, but then DA Keith Sorensen.
FYI, Patrick Galvani is 81, and I think if I read it right, his you know how it posts like when they're booked into the jail, his birthday is December 26th, and he'll be 82. But his next hearing is, so there was one today. His attorney wasn't there. They had some other attorney there, and he has another hearing on December 5th. So he's trying to see if he can get a bond.
Dropped the case, believing he could not get a conviction. Current DA Steve Wagstaff was working for the office at that time.
There were a couple of witnesses that we felt were crucial to the success in the case, and they had moved away. You know what it was like in that room? It was disappointment, I would say, because we all sort of realized this is the right decision.
Decades later, Wagstaff says Foster City and DA investigators have connected with several witnesses who are ready to come forward.
These witnesses that we have located who have remarkable memories. That's the part that is so amazing.
Galvani has steadfastly denied he killed his wife. In a statement, defense attorney Douglas Horngrad says Mr. Galvani is innocent. This murder charge was filed against him years ago, and the case was dismissed for lack of evidence. As I understand it, the evidence is the same, and we believe the outcome will be the same. Mr. Galvani will be exonerated again. Today's arraignment had been continued until 2 p.m. December the 5th at the Superior Court. Now, we reached out to Allison Galvani, the couple's child, about the new developments in this case. She teaches at Yale University. Of course, it's a holiday week. We have not heard back. If and when we do, we will put that online and obviously bring it to you on air. We're live in Foster City this evening. Jesse Gary, KTVU, Fox 2 News. Michael, we'll go back across the bay.
I mean, do y'all have chills? Yeah, it's the same attorney, which I was like, God, how old is that attorney? Because so Pat was arrested in 82 when this happened. And they dropped the charges, wasn't it by like December of that year? So how many years is that? I mean, 40 something years ago. I mean, how old is this attorney now? This attorney's got to be like 80 something. Yeah, chills. But if y'all just type in Patrick Galvani in Google and you'll have all these news links. So, again, thank you all so much for joining, and I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm going to look for the Nancy Grace clip with the Adelson. And, wait, what'd you say? Who has a PhD, Beach Bum? Allison has a PhD. Yeah. Awesome news. Yep. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see y'all soon.
The state of